I'm going to reenact what happened about 90 minutes ago. I walked in and I go, do you think the media is rooting for Aaron Rodgers to come back? And Paulie goes, no, that's my poll question. And I go, is that about right?
That's exactly right. We were both thinking. I went,
No, let me try it again. So I walk by Todd. I say, hey, Todd. And he goes, oh, hey.
I'm typing away.
And Paulie's typing away. And I go, you know what? I just wondered about this. Is the media rooting for Aaron Rodgers? What?
That's my poll question. That's what I've been thinking about all morning. That's wild.
Yeah.
That was exactly our conversation.
Yes, that was it. And then I didn't say anything else to Paul the rest of the morning. But I'm wondering if people are picking sides with this. Now, I want to see Aaron Rodgers come back and play. But this is more than just Aaron Rodgers, the football player. And I'm wondering if we ask the audience, are you rooting for him to come back? Great. Now, he's not the comeback player of the year. Damar Hamlin is the favorite. You know who's second on the list? Comeback player of the year.
Tua?
Tua.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Tua is number 2. And number 3 is Aaron Rodgers.
LOL.
But Aaron Rodgers hasn't come back yet. But if he does come back, could he be the comeback player of the year over a guy who nearly died? Well, maybe did die and then was brought back to life on a football field. Yes, Paul.
And he's changed medicine.
He is in the midst of it.
He has changed medicine.
Dr. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This whole guy came back from the dead. He's literally changed.
Will he get an honorary doctorate if he does come back?
Is there a doctorate in the house?
A doctorate, yes.
I'm a doctor.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever there's something posted on Aaron Rodgers about his update of his health or a clip from
when he's
McAfee,
on with McAfee.
Yeah, and he will give an update on his health. It's in the process. The reaction on social media is dramatically different. Some people are like, that'd be great to see him back. It's mostly Jets fans or maybe even old Packers fans who don't hold a grudge. But there's tons of people on social media who are like, screw that guy. It's all about him. He's just doing this for notoriety, blah, blah, blah. Then there's a section of the media, the sports media and NFL media, that has similar reactions. There's some analysts and some reporters, air quotes, who are doubting that he even had traditional Achilles surgery. And others think that he's doing this all for proving his point as a medical expert. And these are media people's reaction. And there's other media people that say, this would be great if somehow this surgery works. It could work on other athletes and get them back earlier in other sports.
Well, do I think that this is altruistic on Aaron's part? No, it's about Aaron. But if it does help other players, I mean, Kobe, when he blew out his Achilles, I think it was 8 months before he came back. Now, basketball is more demanding on your Achilles than football would be at a quarterbacking position. But things have changed. Modern medicine, and Rodgers wants to be at the forefront of that. I think the problem that people have is when he lied about COVID, when he lied about getting tested. And then, therefore, are they going to believe that he actually has a torn Achilles? Are they rooting for him? I mean, this is where we are in the media. This isn't what we're supposed to do. You're not rooting against somebody because you may not like their political beliefs. Or look, I don't like Deshaun Watson, but if he plays well, my job is still to tell you he played well. And the same with Aaron Rodgers. If I don't agree with him, but I still want him to play football. But now it's not traditional journalism or how to approach this in a traditional way. It's I got an opinion, I got a hot take, and that's what this is. And that's why you're getting a lot of this vitriol that is pointed in Aaron Rodgers' direction. It's about Aaron Rodgers, absolutely. But if it can help the Jets, if it can help other athletes, fine. Yes, Heaton.
So then is it wrong for people to look into his words more when he's someone who's known to play with the words he uses?
Sure.
He's like, what? I never lied. I never said I got a vaccination. I was immunized.
Yeah.
I've been immunized.
Yeah.
Has he ever actually said I had a torn Achilles? I don't know. I mean, but part of me is like, I should go back and listen to like interviews he's done on McAfee to see if he's ever said the phrase torn Achilles, because then he could be like, what? I never said I had a torn Achilles. I said I had an Achilles injury.
I think it's fair to parse his words.
And he's the kind of guy that would do that.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes. Aaron has always been smartest guy in the room. Absolutely. Have I enjoyed conversations on the show? Yes, because I think he's smart. I think he's opinionated. But I think in some pictures that, people don't align with his thinking. because he is the smartest guy in the room. He wants to tell you he's the smartest guy in the room. But if he can come back, the tricky part for me is really about the football. And that is if you're Robert Saleh, you're the Jets coach, or you're the owner. And Aaron wants to come back, but does he want to come back because, let's say you're not in the playoff picture? Can he help you? Is this about Aaron saying, I want to come back no matter where we are? If we're not in the playoff picture, I want to come back. And I do think that that's what's going to happen. I don't think the Jets are going to. Now, the Jets said, well, he's got to have a note from his doctor. I'm sure that he'll get a note from his doctor. Just guessing, but probably will. But it would be a great story after how he went down, went out, and all those moves that he helped make in the offseason. Now, he's not a good GM, by the way. The people he brought in didn't play well. Rodgers coming back, what are they, 4-7? I guess there's still a chance that they might be sort of in the hunt when he comes back. Yes, Todd?
If he comes back and they're 5-10, then I don't know what kind of story that is. That's 100%. Look at me. Look what I was able to do before the end of the season.
Are you rooting for Aaron Rodgers to come back?
I like watching Aaron Rodgers play. I want to see him come back. But I don't need regular updates. I know he goes on a weekly show and he's asked about it, so he has to talk about it. But they're 4-7 right now, and I just don't need regular updates. I was saying when he comes back, if and when he comes back, great. But until then, I don't need to get regular notifications.
Yeah, but I think that now you don't have to watch, and I think he's asked about the time frame here. So I mean, McAfee's asking. What if McAfee didn't ask? Then we'd be like, what? Why aren't you asking? It's a paid appearance. You should be able to ask him whatever you want to ask him. Yes, Eden.
It's weird because social media sometimes, especially Twitter, is like, and I'll just say it for myself, a lot of times it's like things I think but I don't say out loud.
Yeah. But
then you could just fire off in a tweet, be like, I can't stand this guy. He sucks. And then you move on with your day. And then when enough people do that, it becomes this overwhelming narrative. I don't know that a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking about Aaron Rodgers and his Achilles. But in the moment, you're like, this guy's annoying, or, oh, wow, that'd be great. And then you move on with your day. It's not like this coordinated effort to undermine Aaron Rodgers and his medical advances or something. It's sometimes portrayed that way.
It doesn't ruin my day. Yeah. It doesn't make my day. It's not like I go, can't believe it, gave an update on McAfee. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, fine. He tried. And maybe it does improve, the possibilities, the odds of players coming back sooner. I mean, Cam Akers came back relatively quickly, considering Achilles. Remember when Durant goes down, Kobe went down? And basketball is different because of, the wear and tear that's going to be on your Achilles as opposed to a football player. But I think it's a fascinating story. And if he does come back and they're 5-10 and management lets him, you're going to watch that game. You're going to watch to see how he performs. You're going to watch to see if he re-injures himself. You're going to watch to see what could have been for the Jets. There's a lot of things that are attached to that. Hopefully his Achilles is attached. Yes, Marv.
Yeah, and if you're like Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall and you guys have like a great game the last game of the season with Aaron Rodgers, you're probably like, damn, this could have been all season, us just going off, just having a great year.
Well, I'm curious what the audience thinks. Are you rooting for Aaron Rodgers to come back or not? And if not, I'd be curious. And I don't know if he rubs you the wrong way. It's hard not to bring in somebody's personality sometimes. And being in this business for such a long period of time, I've been around athletes or coaches where it's not just I see what they do when they're on a court or a field. I see who they are. And sometimes the lines get blurred with that you might like a guy a little bit more than you probably should, or you might hold it against a guy a little bit more than you should. We're human with our reaction to this. And with Rodgers, it just feels like you're either for him or against him. I don't know if people are neutral on Aaron.